This is How America Was Stolen, Episode 39. For centuries, America told itself a story of discovery, a story of bravery, a story of progress. Episode 39 begins when that story starts to collapse. As native voices grew louder, the greatest threat to control was no longer protest or policy. It was truth. Truth taught in classrooms, spoken in public, shared across generations. Because once people understood what had been taken, it became harder to justify keeping it. The myth of the past had always been convenient. Native people were framed as obstacles overcome, cultures lost to time, chapters already closed. This framing allowed the nation to move forward without accountability. But Native nations refused to remain in the past. They demanded their stories be told, not as background, but as central to American history. Textbooks were challenged, monuments were questioned, national holidays were re-examined. Words like discovery and settlement were exposed for what they were, soft language for invasion and removal. This unsettled the foundation, because national identity was built on those myths. Episode 39 shows how cultural memory became a battleground. School boards resisted curriculum changes. Politicians warned against rewriting history. Media figures accused Native advocates of erasing heritage. But whose heritage had been erased first? Every debate revealed the same fear, that acknowledging truth would require responsibility. Native educators, historians, artists, and storytellers stepped forward. They shared histories once buried. They named massacres long ignored. They spoke of treaties as living promises, not artifacts. They reminded the nation that survival itself was a form of resistance. The response was polarized. Some listened, some learned, others denied. Denial became louder as truth spread, because truth does not ask permission. Episode 39 reveals that this moment was about more than history. It was about power over memory. Who gets to decide what is remembered? Who gets to define patriotism? And who benefits when the past is simplified? As Native perspectives entered mainstream spaces, the old narrative cracked. Not fully, but enough to expose what lay beneath. Violence, theft, broken promises. The past was no longer distant. It was present, and it demanded reckoning. But reckoning threatened comfort, so the system responded the only way it knew how, by trying to control the narrative again. Restrictions were proposed. Funding was threatened. Public debates were framed as cultural wars, all to avoid one simple truth: America was not discovered, it was taken.